Okay, I figured out my key to success. Now I'm locked in. I learned how to open doors like a locksmith.
What up? Welcome back. You're now locked in with DK and Atwood. I'm Atwood, killer to my left. DK on the mats here at the Next Element Academy, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Welcome back to you, my man. You've been out the past couple days.
Been out the past couple days with a little bit of staphyllitis infection.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't dealt with that yet.
Impetigo/staph, so it's amazing. It's a good thing, but
good combo.
I pretty much went to the doctor and was like, "Hey man, like I've been grappling for like 18 years. I've had staph, MRSA, I've had impetigo, ringworm, everything underneath the sun. I had it, and I'm pretty sure I got something on my face right now, which is on my nose. You guys can't really see it that good, but yeah, Atwood can see it.
I can see it. Yeah, that was like
see it well.
It's the focal point.
It's the focal point.
It's not the cauliflower ear.
It's the big giant sore on my
on the bridge
of my nose, dude. But yeah, man, I've had I've been grappling for a long time, and when I was hospitalized in you can see that scar right there. I was hospitalized in Iraq for 2 days, I think it was, while they pumped me full of antibiotics through an IV, and because I had MRSA on my freaking knee, man. So I was teaching jiu-jitsu in Iraq at the time, and so we had mats like these, and we'd put them out every day, and we'd mop them. No, we'd mop them and then put them up, stack them up in the corner. And so I can't get this thing right. It's not booming out to here, Anyways, I couldn't. I was like, next thing you know, I get staph, my knee's swollen up. I thought it was a bug bite, which what everybody thinks whenever they have a skin infection. It usually starts out as like a little pimple or a red mark or something, and you're like, oh man, what is that? Is that a bug bite? I've heard spider bite too many times. How many times have you been bit by a spider?
Not a lot.
I've been bit once.
I don't know if I've ever been bit.
I got bit by a spider once, and I saw the damn spider. It was crawled up out of the drain, dude.
You ever seen Arachnophobia?
You ever seen Arachnophobia?
Yeah. Old movie.
Yeah. So I'm like stomping on this freaking. There's a shower going, and it comes up out of it, and I'm like, and it's like walking on the water, bro. And I'm like, oh shit, stomp, and it bites me on the foot, bro.
Damn.
On the bottom of the foot, and I lost my shit, dude. I was like freaking out, man. Next thing you know, I started to get these webs, like I'd go and
go web, go.
Anyways, so I was like freaking out about that. That's the only time I remember being bit by a spider. Everybody comes in and they, hey, yeah. I'm like, yo, what's that on your, what's that right there? And they're like, oh, I got bit by a spider.
I was like, no, you didn't.
I'm like, bro, I'm pretty sure you didn't get bit by a spider. It's probably some type of infection going on, starting, right?
Right.
And then I had kids. Oh, it was mosquitoes, and I've just been picking at them. I'm like, you've been picking at 50 damn sores on your arm and legs and nose and chest and everything else. Come on, man, get your shit together.
Yeah, and get the fuck out.
Yeah, get out of here, man.
Come back when that's just gone.
And so, I've been out, and this is my first time being in the academy for a Saturday morning. But it didn't start coming up until Sunday. Yeah. But as long as you're on antibiotics for 48 hours, you're
not contagious.
You're not contagious, yeah. But
I know what you mean, man, with like a little bite. Anytime I see, I've only had ringworm a couple times, but anytime I see a little bump at all, immediately the antifungal ointment's going on until probably like a week or two after it's gone. I mean, there's even been times where my head was itching. I put the shit in my head.
Me too, dude. Yeah. I mean, the thing is the shower immediately. Shower as soon as you can. Use some. We use armbar soap. I use armbar soap. So it's not a plug or anything like that. I've just been using it, and it usually works. Obviously, my face, I don't use armbar soap on my face.
Right.
So that's kind of where the hiccups happen. But anyways, man, it happens.
Yeah.
You know, it's part of it, and it's all good. I'll be back to train another next week. So
Right on.
I'm not gonna train the rest of this week, but I'll be teaching probably. And but yeah.
Word. So today, you know, I was just scouring the internet looking for topics to talk about, because both of us have been, well, you know, we were just saying that you've been out dealing with that. I've been I've been so fucking busy. And I can't even say with work, just extracurricular shit.
Yeah, we're doing a home renovation right now, man.
Yeah. All right, so you're doing a home renovation. I was helping Penny with his stuff, then helping my girlfriend with her stuff.
Oh yeah.
Then doing the pilot stuff. So I've been super busy too.
Pilot stuff. How's that going?
It was cool, man. I flew my first time.
Who's your instructor?
His name is Davey.
Okay. Because there's one dude over there that used to train here.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I can't remember his name.
So
though.
I've met.
He only trained for a little bit.
Oh, okay. I went on a Discovery flight, which is the first flight that you go on.
How's that?
Up in a little Cessna. Dope. I got to do I got to turn the plane and, you know, fly it, ascend, descend, went as low as 500 feet. That was pretty cool. So, I mean, it was cool. So if I'm allowed to do it,
What's that run?
then I'm going to do it. What do you mean?
School. What's that run?
Oh, it's going to end up being somewhere around like a little over 60K.
Okay.
And if I can get if I can get it done in like 7 to 8 months, I mean, you're looking at, I'm not good at math, but like somewhere like around 5,000 to 6,000 a month, or maybe even more than that. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's going to be, I'm going to go broke in the process.
Definitely.
But the goal is to be making, you know, almost double that.
So you want to be a pilot, you think?
I think that'd be dope. Yeah. Dude.
You're probably doing it in like, how many years you want to put on that to do that?
To make it a career. Yeah, like do it until
I can
retire.
But in how many years?
Oh, to be able to do that? So if I can get through schooling in like 6 months, and I can put in 120 hours in the air, being an instructor, getting paid to do that too after schooling, 120 hours in the air a month in a year, I could go to work for a commercial. And
what
then
do they start out at?
Probably somewhere in the high 90s.
Very cool.
High 90s, and then, you know, make it a career.
Yep.
Eventually get to the point where I'm
buy you a Cessna, then you do private stuff.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to do that in a Cessna, bro. That shit was rocky, dude. Like we're coming down, and it felt like Ace Ventura.
Yo, Megan.
Like, that shit was
Megan's dad used to have a plane. Megan's dad, he used to fly back and forth to Florida all the time, and she's like, man, I wish you still had your plane so we can like take a trip to, you know, he can fly out here, and then he lives in Mississippi, so yeah, that's cool, man. That's really neat.
So we'll see. Like I said, if that doesn't work out, I have a backup plan. So we'll see, and then I won't go broke going to school for that, because I can get like grants and stuff.
Yeah,
I can't do that for flight school because it's considered trade school.
Dude, I wonder if the military will pay for me to go to flight school.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But there's no way I'd get into the military. No way. They wouldn't accept me.
No, I'm just saying.
Oh.
After me being out, I've been out. I wonder if
maybe, dude.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And you were in the Air Force, too?
They'll pay for you 100%, I think, to go to some type of trade school.
Yeah, they probably would, man.
So that is a trade. Mm-hmm. So, you know.
And the guy that initially kind of like talked me into it, both of his sons went into the Air Force. One of them, Jacqueline's dad, actually, Jacqueline Penny, her dad, Mr. Steve, is who I've been talking to. And he, his son, Steven, his oldest son,
he's
is a fighter.
Pilot. Yeah.
Escorts Air Force One.
Yeah.
You know, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Kind of wish I would have gone to the Air Force, honestly.
Man, everybody asks me, is like, dude, you were in the Air Force, so what you know about planes? I'm like, nothing. Like, Megan be asking me all the time. She asks me all the time. She's like, hey, what do we do if this, and I was like, I don't know. We fucking die. Yeah. Like, you know, what happens if this is, I'm like, well, we'll probably crash and we'll probably die. Like, what? You were in the Air Force. I'm like, yeah, I worked on the ground. I didn't fly planes. I didn't work on any planes or nothing. Like, I worked. Everybody thinks that the Air Force worked immediately.
Specifically,
planes.
yeah.
Now, I did. I worked on aircraft arresting system. So they call it fighter jets. If fighter jets can't stop, like before the runway is out, we have these little cables that run across the runway, and the fighter jet will drop a hook. It's called a J hook.
Connects and
it slows it down. Now the aircraft carriers, those are very powerful. Like those will stop a jet super quick. Ours, if a jet is hauling ass, you know, and let's say they're going 300, 400, 500 knots, which is a lot.
So for reference, a knot is like 1.5 or
1.7.
Yeah, 1.58 or something like that miles per hour.
Something like that, yeah. And so that's a lot, right?
Yeah.
Well, it takes it about 900 to 1,200 feet max to stop that plane. When I say max, because we had, when I was stationed at Shaw Air Force Base, an F-15 came in from another, because it was an F-16 base. There's certain fighter jets at different bases. Yeah. Right. So I guess this jet was from Seymour Johnson, which is in North Carolina. Seymour Johnson. It's the real name of it.
Wow.
It's called Seymour Johnson. It's not spelled Seymour Johnson. It's spelled S-E-Y.
Yeah.
Anyways, it was like an F-15 or something like that. So it comes in hot, meaning it's literally coming in hot, and it hits. They're bidirectional, so you can hit them either way.
Okay.
He hit it as soon as he came in.
Uh-oh.
Which is, he should have tried to slow down as much as possible, then hit the last one, right? Because you got them on each end of the runway. He hit boom, the first one, and it fucking ripped it kept going, dude. Like ripped everything out, and he went to the center of the runway, which is, you know, our claim to fame with the aircraft arresting system was we saved multi-million-dollar aircraft. But if the aircraft operator does things kind of bass-ackwards, literally bass-ackwards, it'll fuck some shit up. So, then it goes into, a lot of red tape stuff. You know, people are investigating certain things and going back on to your maintenance, because on those aircraft wrecks, every morning you go down there. When I say go down there, it's in a little hole. Okay. So you got to climb down there, and they call it a pit. And you have this unit down there. It has a big giant reel on it, like a fishing reel almost, but it's freaking massive. And it has what's called tape, nylon tape that goes around it. It wraps around this reel, and then it shoots out underground. It goes in a tube all the way to the runway. And then the runway, there's a little clamp, and it connects to a cable, and it goes across. And there's another one on the other side. Okay. So part of that reel, it has you ever heard, you know what a B-52 is, plane?
Yeah, plane, yeah.
So it has B-52 brake system on it, hydraulic braking system. So whenever it engages, it immediately starts applying the pressure. And the faster it pulls out, the harder it tries to brake. Okay. And so what it did was, that reel only has 1,200 feet on it. So eventually it's going to run out. Right. So when it ran out, boom, it popped off. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Which is very rare. Yeah.
Somebody got court-martialed, huh?
I don't know, man. I don't remember. But anyways, that's what I did in the military. So I didn't really work. You know, I got to freaking watch an F-15 or F-16 take off right there, because I could be out on the runway and shit and just watch them take off, man, which was insane, which is intense, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was really awesome with that. But other than that, man, I don't have any Air Force experience. I've been in a C-130 before, when we were taking off from Baghdad, and it got shot at with a rocket, and they had to hit the boom. They had to hit the thing, the flares that go off, and the freaking plane swerved, and they had to hit it again. And then the loadmaster, who's the guy that hits the button, he's like, dude, I think that was the closest one we've ever had. And I'm like, this is 2004 of Iraq, so it's
and that was
the invasion was 03.
Yeah.
So I was in Iraq in 04.
We were in the thick of it in Iraq at that point.
It was a year after.
Bad.
I got there a year after the invasion. Mm-hmm. And so that was, man, scary, because it's called combat takeoff, and you do combat landing. So combat takeoff, you take off, and then you circle as you're going up until you get to your cruising.
Right.
So you circle like this because it's harder for them to, follow you in the air with a. And that was their MO. They shoot a rocket at you.
Mm-hmm.
And then the landing. I'm coming into Iraq, and for the first time, and they're doing combat landings. And they let us know they're like doing combat landings, blah blah blah. And it's like, you're straight down, dude. Like, I mean, you think you're gonna. You're
probably
doing,
getting
you're
some
in
G's at that point too.
Man, it's scary. It's like you can hear the plane humming. It's like you go down and then you level out. You go down, you level out. So it's like that. You drop, cruise, cruise, land.
Wow.
Yeah, man. That was a wild time, but hey, made it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You made it, right?
Yeah.
Living the dream now.
Yeah, living the dream.
Or your dream.
My dream. Yes.
Yeah. Which, hey.
Or a dream.
Yeah. So we are a combat sports podcast. Sorry, we
just
tend
got
to,
off track.
Sometimes we tend to do that. But
sometimes
that's why
you
it's
just
called
need
a
to know
podcast.
you need to know the background a little bit.
So I was scouring the internet before I came here, looking at news and stuff. One thing
nudes.
Yes.
Looking at news.
Looking at the combat news, the combat sports world, seeing what's out there. And one thing I did come across that I thought was very interesting, and this is going to the UFC 296 card, which I believe is in December.
Where's that at? Vegas?
We're
doing that at?
I think so, yeah, because the one in November is in New York, and that's the John Jones card, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this one's probably going to be in Vegas. But old Tony Ferguson and Paddy Pimblett.
Poor guy, man. Who's Paddy's last 6 opponents? Because he's 6-0, right?
Yeah, so he fought Jared Gordon.
Jared's a stud.
Yes. And
Tough
questionable. That was a very, controversial decision.
I think I fought a long time ago. I say Jared's been on the same card as me, or maybe I've been when I was cornering Joe Selecki for CFFCs. I think Jared might have been the champ then. Yeah.
Word. I can't remember. It's something. Maybe I want to say something. Lovett was the other guy I fought, and I don't know if that's right, because I think of that and I'm like, dang, isn't that like the actor from Angels in the Outfield, like Jordan Lovett or something like that? So I can't remember the guy's name, but the dude was in combat sports news for like twerking or something after one of his fights, and then he fought Paddy, and Paddy gave him the business. So whoever that guy is, but yeah. Tony ranked 37th in the lightweight division. Never thought that I'd ever say that. But he's coming off a 6-fight losing skid, right? The guy's like 40 years old, 26-9.
Yeah, and you shouldn't. I don't think you should be top 50 in the world if you're 0-6 your last 6 fights.
True, but whenever you think about stuff, because I was arguing this case with somebody earlier. It's the opponents he's lost to. It's not like he's lost.
You're right. I think Gaethje was one of them.
Gaethje, Beneil Dariush, Charles Oliveira, Michael Chandler,
all studs.
Diaz, and then Bobby Green. Right? They're all
probably
studs.
Bobby Green and Diaz were the easiest of his opponents.
100%. 100%. And Paddy,
not saying like it's like the easiest out of like a slight increment. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, still the baddest dudes in that division
Bobby
in the
Green's
world.
A stud, man. I like Bobby Green.
I do too.
Yeah.
And so before his last 6 fights, dude was 26-3. Yeah. I think to this day he might still have the longest winning streak in the lightweight division. It was like 12 or 13.
Fun fact about Tony Ferguson, man. I remember when he was on The Ultimate Fighter. And
Brock Lesnar season, right?
And I was just like, this guy sucks, man. I'm like, this guy, how is he winning these fights? How is he going through? You know what I'm saying? I was just like, I just didn't see anything for him back then. And then he started winning all these fights, man. I'm like, dude, like, please sign me. I want to fight Tony Ferguson. Like, back then, I was like, dude, I will beat this guy's ass. Like, and obviously that's my own opinion. Other people, they'll be like, he'll whoop your ass. But
see, people only look at his career now.
For sure.
They won't look at it back then. And then your career back then.
Yeah, I was like, dude, what's this guy? What? I just didn't understand because he's so awkward.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and I think that's how he gets by through a lot of things. Think of Ben Askren, right? He's funky.
Yep.
And his stand-up is freaking terrible, obviously.
Right.
But, you know, or back in the day, his stand-up was terrible, but he just got it done because his, you know.
Because wrestling was so elite.
And they called him funky for a reason because his wrestling was not generally like
textbook.
Textbook or technical, right? It was just different.
Yeah.
Right? So, and there's people like that throughout all sports, right? Yeah. Skateboarding, there's people that, you know, skate different than other people. There's, you know, a lot of different things, you know? So it's just, that was my personal opinion from him at the beginning. And then he started winning all these fights. I was like, damn, this dude, like, he's just outworking everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's how I wasn't good. I just outworked everybody. And in the training room to help me in MMA fights. Anyway, so I don't know, man. Throwing him against Patty is Patty's on the coming up and up.
Young dude. The difference in age is like 12 years.
And what's the height?
I don't know the height. I'm not sure. They've got to be about the same, I would think, in height.
I want to say Patty's a little bit taller and a little bigger reach.
I could see that. Well, I don't know, man. Tony's got some long arms.
He does. He's
got some long arms.
And his jiu-jitsu is just different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't think.
So Patty's known for, he's had some knockouts, but I think his bread and butter is known for being a grappler. So that's why this could be an interesting matchup because Tony, we all know he can strike and he can take a beating. That dude is durable, even at the age of 40, but he's a great grappler. You know? Man, I've seen that dude die for so many Imannaris in one fight before. And I'm like, I've never seen, the only other person I've ever seen do that is Ryan
but
something.
he was getting his ass kicked.
In that fight, no, he was getting
and I was just like, why does he keep rolling for Imannaris?
Right.
Like, because that's putting you on the bottom. Pang, pang, pound, pound.
I forget who that was against.
I can't remember that either. I remember listen, I love Eddie Bravo. I think he's a great guy, man. I think his jiu-jitsu's legit. But I remember him yelling on the side, Imanari roll, Imanari. I'm like, what the fuck are you saying, man? Like, we're in an MMA fight, bro. Like, and Eddie Bravo knows that. Like, so I just, man, doing an Imanari roll in MMA is just not smart from a tactical standpoint.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I go for Imanari roll. The chancing of it landing in an actual MMA fight there's just a big difference, right? Like, how many Imanari rolls have been hit in a professional MMA fight? Maybe 10.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking like high level.
Right.
You know, Pride, UFC, Bellator. I'm just going to put maybe 10. Other people, you guys can, you know, comment and do your research. Yeah. Like, I'm just going to say maybe 10. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I was like, I've never really seen that many.
It's kind of like seeing the twister.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
It's very rare.
Yeah. But a twister is you're in superior position.
Right.
Right. You're in a superior position and you're isolating that person and you're putting them in a hip lock. Imanari roll is I'm standing up and I drop to my back and roll underneath you to try to like entangle your legs with my legs. Mm-hmm. And hopefully we end up with you on the ground and me on the ground too. Right. And we're like level almost.
Usually when people do that, correct me if I'm wrong, they're looking for some sort of like ankle lock or
they're looking for a heel hook.
Yeah.
Right? That's usually Imanari roll.
Like single X.
They'll spin underneath. Yep. They can end up in single X. Just let's say I root myself down, I don't fall down, and I'm just standing over top of you while you're hanging on my leg, just pounding you in the face. Which is what happened
to Tony.
Exactly.
Yep. And it didn't end well.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, it's almost like the Ronda Rousey corner.
Oh,
keep your hands up. Hands up. Head movement. Bing, 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 bing.
I know. I hate to laugh.
Breathe. Just breathe.
That dude got so much flack after that. I mean, she is getting pieced, and he's like, just breathe. It's like, I mean, but maybe for him, he's like, I don't know what else I can tell her at this point. Yeah. Like, I just want to let her know I'm here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
like,
and that is, and when you're in that situation, you know, like, I've said some weird things before. I'm pretty sure I was like, breathe. But man,
like
I'm just
Jeremiah.
talking all kinds of trash on all these coaches today. But
Nah, we're having fun.
Yeah.
When we had Jeremiah on the podcast, you guys told me the last fight, and you're like, no, the other one. What were you talking about?
I usually say the right. I mean left. Yeah. It's always, man, I'm always getting confused or discombobulated because like I'm looking at you and I'm trying to translate through my head which side that is.
Well,
right?
sometimes they're facing you, and you're saying you're thinking right, but really it's
they're left.
Yeah. Man,
yeah, crazy. But anyways, man, Patty's a stud. You know, I'm not taking anything away from Tony. I hope he wins, man. It'll be a good comeback. It'll be a good maybe last fight. If he loses, he's definitely probably getting cut.
Yeah, I mean, well, who can you think of that it's on a 6-fight losing skid ever, and it was still in the UFC?
It's still in the UFC.
Like, that says a lot about the guy's career and probably the respect that the UFC has for him.
Yeah,
in
and
general.
you know, they might be like, "Hey, take this fight, and we'll give you another contract or something."
Right.
You know,
we'll give you like a
extend
1 or
your
2 fight.
contract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: even if Tony loses, and say it's a bad loss, there's still a promotion out there that will pick him up.
Bellator or PFL. Or
That's what I'm thinking.
Brave.
Because who knows what's going to happen to Bellator, man? There's talks of the PFL not even buying them anymore, and they're just going to dissolve.
Yeah, I just can't see that happening.
I can't either. But
I can't see that happening, man. It's just like
I could see Tony going to 1 too, honestly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I always forget about 1, man.
It's just because they're in Asia. They've only done like 1 fight.
But it's just like
here.
they're competing, bro.
And dude, the thing I like about them,
cool things.
Exactly. Like
they have cool rules.
For MMA promotions, you hardly ever, unless it's like a local, like a regional type deal, they'll have jiu-jitsu on there, Muay Thai, just like K1 kickboxing, and then MMA.
Yeah, and then the jiu-jitsu is like 80cc rules. You can slam, you can, you know.
It's cool to watch, man.
It is.
I think one championship is onto something, and I think it's only a matter of time before.
Well, they got a lot of money behind them too, man. Anything like Singapore's it's the richest country, I think, in the world. I'm pretty sure Singapore.
I thought that might
maybe
be like
Dubai.
Switzerland or something.
Maybe Dubai. Let's Google it.
Yeah, Google it. So that's interesting.
Yeah, man. So
Jamie, pull that up.
Yeah. What is Singapore?
Patty's 20-3. Yeah, he's on a 6-fight winning streak. Which one do you think would be better for the UFC? Patty winning or Tony?
Patty winning. Singapore is the 5th richest city in the world. The 2nd richest is Asia.
City?
Wait. Yeah. Oh, it's the 5th richest city in the world and the 2nd richest in Asia.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Richest city in the world? New York.
Oh, city. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did we just think that Singapore was a country? I think we did.
I did. Yes, I did think it was a city.
I didn't even realize.
Oh my God.
I didn't even realize.
Country.
So the richest country has got to be, I would think, like,
let's see, Singapore.
Maybe,
make it
maybe
the
it's
3rd
Saudi.
wealthiest country on our list. It is one of the most expensive cities in the world to live in.
Gotcha.
Wow. We are, so as of 3 September 2023, United States of America stands on the 1st position on the list of richest country in the world. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, I think.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No, it just got Luxembourg, wherever that is.
Never heard of it.
Number 2 is Singapore. Number 3 is Ireland. Number 4 is Norway.
Ireland and Norway. Damn, I thought Switzerland would be up there.
Anyways.
But yeah, anyway.
They got a lot of rich Asians that are into that shit.
Yes, sir.
And
well, over there, it's, I mean, when you think of tradition in terms of martial arts, like that's where it started.
Yeah.
You know, well,
Asia
all of
for
it
the most
started,
part.
right.
Yeah.
But a lot of martial arts originated
a lot of Asians
a long time ago, man. So it's almost like when you look at American or like soccer for us and football to Europe, you know, it's over there, it's a tradition. You know, it's
Manchester United. Bloody. Oh, that's bloody, mate.
And then you got
Hey,
people like Patty. I'm a Scotia. You know.
Yeah.
Old Liverpool, but yeah,
Liverpool.
So that fight is an interesting fight. I think it was a great move because it's still, even with Tony's record as of late over the past couple of years, I think it's still an interesting fight, and Tony still has a chance to win that fight.
He does.
But that's also a great card too, because you have the Colby versus Leon fight, right?
Which is Leon Edwards is just a fucking stud.
He is.
I mean, Colby's a stud too, man. But it's just like, I don't know. I just haven't seen enough of Colby to be impressed with him. Honestly.
Besides like the wrestling, or just you talking about all around?
Just all the way around. You know what I'm saying? Like with what was the other dude's name? I had a brain fart.
Colby and Leon?
Colby and Leon Edwards, yeah. I think Leon's just he's on another level right now.
He's got great hands too. Well, obviously he had that kick that won against Usman, but Leon is a great boxer, dude.
Yeah, but it just sucks with like Colby's gonna try to wrestle him, and
100%.
I don't know. We could see Usman and Colby again
for what? Would this be the third or the fourth?
I think third. Pretty sure.
Can't remember. But yeah, that's gonna be, and I think that, is it in? No, that car's not in London.
London, no.
But I think originally it was supposed to be.
Oh, gotcha.
Or it might be. This one might be in London.
Yeah,
I mean, then he put Patty on it.
Yeah, he's the headliner.
Yeah,
too. Leon will be the headliner in London.
That one actually might be in London. They've added some more people to this. I don't know if you saw this one. Stephen Thompson, and I don't know how to say this guy's last name, but Shavkat. That's an uppercomer.
Stephen Thompson.
Yeah.
Finally.
And you know what?
This one.
So
paid double.
Right. So Thompson was supposed to fight. I don't know if it's Mikel or Michelle Pereira. I think that would have been, he had a better chance of that fight than with this Shavkat dude. Have you seen the Shavkat dude? He's like Russian, but he looks Asian. It's like Rahamonov or something.
Probably Mongolian.
I'm not, but that dude is nasty, dude. Nasty.
Mongols, they look, that was like Russia, Asia area.
Yeah. I think he wears the Russian flag.
Gotcha. He's probably like,
but he looks Asian.
Probably got some Mongolian in him.
Possibly, man. But that dude's a monster,
little
dude.
Genghis Khan in him.
Fun fact about Genghis Khan. Now, I know I'm going to get this number wrong, but it's still up there. I think that there is almost like 16 million people alive today that could be directly, their DNA can be directly traced to Genghis Khan because of all the pillaging and you know what that they did back in that time. Yeah, well, I might have to bleep that out for YouTube.
Dang.
It's all good. But yeah, so that's going to be a great fight too. And another fight that's interesting.
You can't say that?
I don't think so.
Can't say the R word?
It's just YouTube nowadays, bro. Like if somebody's talking about blank assault, you have to say SA. Yeah, it's just how it is, man.
Wow. And the world we're living in.
Right.
People are living in a freaking like bubble wrap over at YouTube, man. Like, come on, man. Let's like get our act together over there. Come on, let's talk about some stuff. Like, let's have a normal conversation. We don't have to say SA for, that word. Just doesn't make sense, man. It's like,
what do you think about
freedom of speech over here?
Right. What do you
as
think
long as
about
it's within these parameters? You can talk all you want.
acronyms for everything?
Gosh, they'll probably cut us for me talking about them.
No, it's all good. That's the beautiful art of editing.
Yeah.
Vicente Luque and Ian Machado Gary. That's another interesting fight. I haven't seen Vicente fight in a minute. Yeah, but Ian's been that dude's just been so active, and it's hard to not look at him and be like future contender, right? He's past the point of prospect. I think he was prospect like his second fight in the UFC, but now I think he will be a contender. I'm sure he'll fight for a belt at some point. But what do you think about that fight, Vicente?
Vicente's just like he's like okay with me. I want to say this is his second go round in the UFC.
Vicente? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. He's had quite a bit UFC fights, though. So maybe he did get cut at some point and then came back. But he's fought some...
From Jersey?
I have no idea. Vicente Luque. Yeah. But he's fought some top guys throughout the past couple of years in the UFC. I just don't think he's ever quite got a win that was impressive enough for them to give him like a...
yeah, never mind. Wrong guy.
Oh, you're thinking the wrong guy?
Yeah, I was thinking about the last name, Vicente.
Oh.
Yeah.
But, you know, another good fight to add to that card. And I'm pretty sure it's...
He is. He was born in Jersey, bro.
Was he?
Yeah, but he's fighting out of Brazil.
Oh, word.
Oh, Westwood, New Jersey. Same height as me. Same weight. 10 years younger.
10 years younger. Speaking of, did you see Sabah's fight the other day? Hamasi?
Sure didn't.
I didn't either, but I saw a picture they took afterwards, and I mean, if I just saw based on the picture, I would assume he lost. But I mean, you never know. It's a fight. Yeah. I just was curious because I know you had fought Sabah. Yeah,
he's been crushing it. You know, ever since we fought. I mean, that was 4 years ago. Not 4 years ago. Fuck.
I was about to say, dude.
7 years ago.
Yeah, I was about to say. I feel like it's been longer than 4 years. When was your last fight? How many years ago?
End of January of 2018.
Okay, wow. So
yeah.
It's been 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Wait, what is today's date? We're in 2023, almost 2024. All right. And that was the one in Italy.
That was one in Italy, man. Yeah. So
I actually watched that the other night with Chris. I was showing her one of your fights. I was like,
the Italy fight? I was just showing it a little bit ago.
Yeah, that's what reminded me of it. I was like, now listen,
bro.
This was his last fight, okay? I was like, but we were talking about, so I think we were watching some of Jeremiah's fights, and I was like, let's watch some of DK's, and I forget.
Hopefully you didn't stop on that one.
What? The Italy fight?
Yeah.
No, we watched, I forget the name of the other guy. It was one of those that I used for the clips that I played in like the first episode.
Yeah.
You starched that one, that dude. I had him up against the fence, hit him with the shot, and then he dropped, and then the ref called it, like immediately.
Yeah. So we fought in April 1st, 2016. Then he went on, fought in Titan FC, won. Then he was in the UFC against Tim Means. UFC against Abdul Razak Al Hassan. He lost again. He fought the same guy, Abdul Razak Hassan. He lost again. Then he was cut. He won. Then back into Bellator, won. Bellator, he won. Beat Bobby Volker. Then he fought Paul Daly. Lost.
Paul Daly.
Yeah. Lost again in Bellator. Won in Bellator. Lost against Brennan Ward in Bellator. And then lost again in Bellator on September 23rd, by a front kick.
Did he beat Tim Means?
No.
Paul Daly, another guy that was a UFC guy, and they kicked him out after that fight with Diaz.
Yeah, man. Paul Daly was a stud, dude.
But didn't he get kicked out because he went after somebody after the fight was over?
Yep.
I
want to say it was
Nick
Josh Koscheck.
Really? Was that?
Yeah,
why did I want to say Diaz? Maybe he just fought one of the Diaz brothers.
I want to say it's Josh Koscheck, man. Let me look this up real quick.
Oh, Josh.
Yeah, he was like Josh, because I think Josh was taking him down and just beating him up, you know?
Sounds about right. That's what Josh did, man.
Yeah.
He was an All-American wrestler, I think. Maybe not All-American, but he was a good wrestler in college. Great wrestler in college. But yeah,
Josh Koscheck. That was his last fight in UFC. From there, that was in 2010, dude.
Been a long time.
13 years ago. He like went after him and punched him in the faces after the round, after it was all over.
Fight was over, yeah.
Before that, he was on a 1, 2, 3, 4 fight win streak.
I mean, that dude, and if that was 2010, that had to have been like 5 years, something like that, after Josh was on The Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah, 1,
or
2,
maybe even more
3,
than that.
4, 5, 6.
That might have been the end of Josh Koscheck's career.
You know, Josh Koscheck does, you know what he does now? He does, like, contracts through the military. And he races, like, dune buggy cars.
When you say contracts, you mean like
military contracts.
Blackwater type?
Yeah, but he, like, trains people, I think. Like, the group he's with, he has a facility that's, like, this certain tier or certain level that where special forces and shit like that can use his facility to train at.
Oh,
so they have to pay him a
Man, he's probably getting a fat check from the
Oh,
government.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, man, but Koscheck's last fight was 2017 in Bellator. Lost.
Dang, 2017.
Yep.
Well, how many fights did he have in Bellator?
1.
Okay.
Before that, dude, he lost to Johnny Hendricks, Robbie Lawler, Tyron Woodley, Jake Ellenberger, Eric Silva before he was cut.
I mean, those are all great fighters.
Yeah.
Great fighters.
I mean, he's fought Matt Hughes, GSP, Paul Daly, Anthony Johnsons, Frank Triggs, Paulo Thiago, Yoshida, Thiago Alves, Chris Lytle. He fought Dustin Haslett, George St. Pierre again, Diego Sanchez. Like, dude has fought Dave Monet. You don't know who Dave Monet is, do you?
I don't think so.
Dave Monet was one of the first. He was the 185-pound champ for UFC a long time ago. Look how many fights that dude's got. 45 and 17.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know who that guy is.
Last time he fought was 2012. Anyways. Yeah, man. So, just shooting shit today.
Yeah. And before we check out, Chris Lieben has his first. Remember, I told you that he was judging,
referee in UFC.
Yeah, he's doing his first one in Vegas.
Ref or judge?
Oh no, judge. Sorry, it's judge.
Oh,
He's
okay.
judging. Which is I think that's pretty cool, man. I think that he should.
Ricardo Almeida is a judge in Jersey.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I think a lot of guys who are fighters and you know are kind of coming out of their career and want to give back to the sport. I think that's a great way to do it, whether it's reffing or judging.
Yeah.
Because it adds a little. I mean, I don't know if you saw the Valentina fight or heard about that, but
yeah,
dude gave 10-8 the last round.
Yeah.
Like, I get that they want to start incorporating more 10-8s, but I mean, listen,
you
it's
need
just
dominance.
my opinion.
Yeah,
right?
we went over this in our podcast. I don't remember what. So if you guys are wanting to know about the judging criteria, go back in our podcast and watch that, and we talk about it a lot.
It's man. It just that blew my mind, dude. And you know, I'm not gonna like talk bad on the judge or anything because there's a reason he's in that position. He's been doing it a long time or whatever, and they obviously feel like he's capable. But that was crazy, dude. 10-8. That just blows my mind. But yeah,
you'll have that.
Yeah, and it's gonna happen. It's going to happen. And I think going forward, we will see more and more 10-8s. Going forward, and I think there should be more 10-8s.
Yeah,
but
boxing has 10-8s all the time.
But yeah, that's crazy shit, dude. So yeah, we got a little bit off track this podcast, but you know, fuck it, it's our podcast. We'll do what we want.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking forward. Got some exciting things coming up. I don't want to speak on it too much. But you're doing the embedded series.
Yep.
With Jeremiah. Yep. Leading up to the bare knuckle fight. So we're dropping that on the channel every Monday, I think, like 5. Basically, Derek's just doing some filming of the behind the scenes. You guys are just trying to document things that are in a fight camp that people don't see.
Yep.
You know, like the good, the bad, and all the behind the scenes stuff. So I think that's pretty cool for
ins
people
and out.
to see.
Yeah, I used to like watching stuff like that when I was, coming up. So
yeah, and they
gives
do
you
it for
a
like
idea,
right? And I mean, calling it locked in embedded, but I would say it's kind of more like a little almost like a mini documentary.
Yeah.
And just leading up to the weeks of the fight, and yeah, so I thought that was a great idea, and I think it's cool. The first one is out, and then the next one, what you guys drop on Monday?
Yep.
So cool stuff, man. And I thought it was very cool the way you guys structured that. So
thanks.
Yeah, man. you want to take us out?
Yeah, man. Hey, guys, thank you so much for subscribing to our podcast. If you haven't done so, please subscribe, like, comment, share to your friends. Let's keep boosting this podcast as much as possible. And we'll keep cranking out contact. We'll keep cranking out content for you as much as we possibly can. Every week we drop at 7 o'clock every Thursday. So sometimes 10 o'clock on Thursdays, but just keep an eye out. Also, if that embedded is on Mondays, check those out as well. We already got one episode dropped, so check it out. Like, subscribe, comment.
And also, before we go, soon you're going to be doing some instructionals. And we'll be dropping those on that channel as well. I'm not sure how you decided how you want to structure it yet, but we'll have he'll have something it'll be set up for you for jiu-jitsu and striking. I'm not sure what else. All right, cool. Yeah, and we'll be dropping that. So a lot of combat sports, martial arts content coming, and it's not just going to be in the form of a podcast. Yep. So little bit of something for everybody.
Yep.
Cool, man. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Appreciate you, DK.
Boom.
Till next time.